Welcome to another episode of the Starter Girls podcast with your host, Jennifer Loading.
And Brianna Drelis, and together we are the Starter Girls.
Where extraordinary decisions produce extraordinary results. These are our friends, these are your friends, and they are living the extraordinary. Today's episode is brought to you by Walt Mills Photographer of Glad Models Agency. If you are here in the Dallas or surrounding area and looking for some photography work, check out Walt Mills. You can learn more about him and his work at photosbywalt.com.
And head on over to our website at startergirls.com where you can learn more about us, but also keep in touch outside of this podcast.
All right, I think we're ready to get started.
Yes.
Today's a great day to be brave. You might as well start now. You have the power to change your circumstances any day you decide. Let today be that day. Rise up, be amazing, be you, do you. All right, I am super excited to welcome our guest to the show today, Edward Ayres. All right, this is so exciting. He is a noted invention expert, entrepreneur, consultant, and co-founder of Inventor Process Incorporated. As president and CEO of Inventor Process, a consulting firm that provides business development services to inventors and entrepreneurs, he utilizes over 20 years of industry experience to assist inventors in reaching their goals. Ayres' fascination with inventions began at an early age when his penchant for innovation earned him the most likely to succeed distinction in high school. While still in school, he had a calling to serve his country and enlisted in the Army, where he began basic training 2 weeks after graduating. Ayres' Army career fueled his commitment to innovation, and he earned awards and accommodations for his work in utilizing creative methods to gather and analyze and disseminate battlefield intelligence, which I'm going to might want to talk about some of that. Today, Inventor Process is home to a team of industry professionals who work closely together to guide inventors through the entire new product introduction process. In addition to the company's proprietary direct submission program, Inventor Process has earned a singular reputation for its focused dedication to clients, customizing marketing strategies tailored to each product, leveraging trade shows, and honing the manufacturing, retail distribution, and direct response television marketing programs suited explicitly for every product under its wing. Edward, welcome to the show. We are so excited to have you here.
I am stoked to be here. Thanks for having me, and I'm looking forward to getting my message out to your audience.
This is so awesome.
Thank you.
Your bio was so incredible.
Yeah.
Like I said, we had to pull the highlights because I wanted you to talk about this stuff because you have so much going on here. So I kind of want to open this up because it sounds like you've been kind of an inventor like for quite some time now. So tell us a little bit about that, how this all came about for you.
Sure. And, I'm often asked if I'm an inventor. And unfortunately, no, I am not. I help inventors. I work with them every single day. I just haven't had my aha moment when it comes to a tangible product as of yet. We have created a multitude of services and introduction strategies, but I don't know if they technically fall under the realm of invention as most people think of them. But yes, I've been helping independent inventors since 1999. I was actually introduced to the industry by a mentor, a great friend, and someone who said I would be a natural fit for it. And of course, I ignored him completely until just one day I said, you know what? He may be right. I sold everything that I owned, which was, a futon couch at the time, and headed to Springfield, Illinois, where I was introduced to inventors and the new product introduction industry. And that was my first foray with inventors and inventions, and I haven't looked back since.
Wow, that's amazing. So do you feel like when you met all of these inventors, did the light bulb go off for you, like to know that this was the path for you?
There's something special about helping other people reach their goal. And the very first time that I saw an inventor with the emotions, the excitement, and that feeling of accomplishment that comes with bringing a new product to the marketplace, I knew for a fact that I was in the right field. There's no greater feeling than helping someone else to achieve their goals. And Zig Ziglar, I'm a huge fan, and I often joke and say one of the biggest influences in my life is a dead motivational speaker. And he said you can have everything in life that you want as long as you'll help enough other people get what they want. And being in the invention industry, that definitely rings true, and it's been my calling ever since then.
I love this. Well, and I think the thing here that and thank you for clarifying that about the whole, the inventor thing. But I think the thing here is obviously you have an eye for this because if this is something, when we talk about this fascination with this, so clearly you're in the right field. You're seeing something in these people that they're creating and how to really take that to that next step. Like, how do we get that out there? How do we market it? How do we make it into something? So I think that is kind of a unique thing in itself is how do you make these products become something great, right? So I love that. I think that that's definitely it takes a certain kind of craft there to be able to do that because I don't know that I could do that. I could maybe invent. I don't know that I could know how to market that.
No, and you're right. There's a lot of people out there that assist inventors. I think what separates myself and the team at Inventor Process is that we do have an eye, or at least we feel we do, for products that stand a strong shot at market success. We don't work with every inventor who contacts us. There's no lack of creativity here in the U.S. or around the world. So we get a lot of response to our website and people wanting our assistance. Unfortunately, not every single product has the merit necessary to go to the marketplace. So one of the great things that my team and I do is we actually analyze every single product that we work with well before we start implementing an introduction strategy. And there's no crystal ball. There's no X squared plus Y equals success. But we make sure that the product is unique, that it serves a purpose, it solves a problem, but more importantly, that problem is big enough that enough people recognize it and may go out there and purchase that product. We are specifically looking for very simple products with huge target markets, the type of products we can put on the shelves of Walmart, Home Depot, Amazon, and we generally leave the high technology and all the robotics and AI to the engineers at MIT, and we focus on great little products like the Dino Dunker. They don't require a lot of engineering. They're easy to manufacture. And if you like dunking cookies, it's geared towards children, but I use it myself. This is what we're after. It's simple, has a huge target market, and there's a big enough cost price ratio.
I like it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So can you talk about some of these products? Because I know you had some in here that were on that you sent to us. Are you able to share some of these with us? What you guys have put out there?
So, and again, something different about Inventor Process is I often say we do not put any products on the shelves of the marketplace. We're a bit different than many of the other firms that assist inventors or sell services to inventors. And what I mean by that is we do not take over a client's product and say, hey, we'll call you when you made it. The goal of Inventor Process is to empower our inventors so they can successfully market their products without being 100% dependent on someone else. We believe if an inventor takes an active role in their product success, the odds of reaching success are that much higher. And so we provide business development services, guidance, advice, sometimes little morale boosters because it's not an easy route often. And that's what separates us from the other guys. So yes, we help our inventors, but they take a very active role in getting their products to the marketplace. And a couple of products. Again, I showed the Dino Dunkers. This is one of the latest products that we're working with. So I'm very happy to show it off. And the gentleman is an iron worker who invented it. So you wouldn't think he was inventing kids' products because he's a big, strong man. But yeah, he's an iron worker. One of my favorite products, because I am a pet lover, is the doggy don't device. And I don't know if you have a dog or a puppy, but when that doorbell rings, when you have guests over, a lot of times they'll go berserk. They'll run to the door, they'll bark, they'll yap. And the doggy don't, and here's it out of the package, is simply geared to get your puppy's attention and get them to stop doing that poor behavior. And it emits a sound that everybody can hear. It won't hurt the dogs, but it's engineered to immediately get their attention. And hopefully this doesn't hurt the speaker, but it's that noise right there. And so that's the doggy don't device. There's an $86 billion a year pet industry here in the US. 23% of that is spent on accessories, not the pets, not vet bills, not food, but on t-shirts that say small package, big attitude, little paw booties, and things just like the doggy don't. And so that's another great product that we've had the pleasure of working with. And since I'm talking about products, and I'm a shameless marketer. One that your audience may enjoy, it's the French tip dip. I often say this is a QVC regular. It's on QVC frequently. It sells out all of the time. And this is a simple device that will allow you to get a perfect French manicure or pedicure at the comfort of your home. No more expensive salon trips, no more time going to the salon. With a little bit of practice, you can do it all by yourself with the French tip dip. And again, this is a great seller, independent inventor who came up with it, and we're just really happy to be a part of it.
That's awesome. So I think the thing that's standing out, no, and I think those are all great products. I'm actually kind of liking that the dog thing there. Yes, I have dogs. So yes, and it never fails. I'll be on a phone call or a Zoom or I'm doing a video and,
They'll just go to town.
Yeah, the doorbell, mostly the Amazon drops stuff off and they hear the Amazon guy at the door. It never fails right in the middle of something. So that's kind of piqued my interest. But I think the thing that stood out that you were saying before you were talking about the products is it almost sounds like you guys are almost kind of like helping them like a coach through this, like this process. So you're not taking this over. It's basically, how do we guide you through this process? But I think also the beauty of that is they own it. Like they take accountability for the work. That's what I'm hearing. Am I correct in that?
You are correct. We do function. I know coaching is a term that's very popular. I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm still stuck on consulting.
Sure.
But it's very similar. We do provide the consulting. We do provide the advice and knowledge. But more than that, we also provide the business development services that inventors often need. For example, many inventors will come to us with just an idea. And at that point, we evaluate that idea based off cost price ratio, manufacturability, target market, and marketability. And as long as the product meets that criteria, we will then develop a course of action specific to that product's needs that can be implemented. And then we assist the inventor with the ideation stage, which just simply is a fancy way of saying product development, turning it into a marketable concept. And then we assist with the intellectual property. I know there's experts out there that will tell inventors they don't need a patent. I will tell you those experts are wrong. And then we help with the marketing and where our team shines. And I wish I could take full credit for it, but I've got a lot of great people who work with me. Is product negotiations, licensing that concept, making sure that licensing agreement is solid and actually generates an income for our inventors. So yes, we coach them. We provide moral support because it's needed. You know, you do hear more no's than yeses in this business. And more, or just as importantly, we provide quality product development services that allow our clients to professionally introduce their products to potential licensees.
It's almost like you're hiring a business team. I'm an inventor and I'm going to hire you and you're basically my business team. That's to me, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
so great. And I'm sure that's so, wow, like so helpful to so many people, so many creatives.
Yeah.
I have discovered over the years, and why we have brought all of these experts under the roof of Inventor Process, is many inventors, they have this great idea, but so often they don't know what to do from there. So they go out there and they use a strategy my grandfather used to call throwing mud on the wall and hoping some sticks. And what that generally leads to is wasted time, wasted money, and a lack of success. And I watched that happen for years and years. And my co-founder and I said, enough is enough. Let's empower these inventors to do it the right way. So when a client works with Inventor Process, when an inventor works with us, you're right. They get an entire team of industry experts to provide that guidance, that coaching that they need to successfully market their products.
And take it to, yeah, that's amazing.
Take it to the next level.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Well, and I think that, and that is helpful because a lot of times, I mean, I think it's no different than when you're trying to create a business and you go try to do everything and you're trying to form an LLC and get your trade or whatever you're doing. And a lot of times I know for me personally, when I started mine, I didn't know all those pieces. And if I'd had somebody like that was a team that knew how to do all those things, those pieces, it's helpful. So I think that's awesome for somebody in that, in that creative space that wants to create something.
Absolutely. So cool.
I think it's fun too that you get to see all these different ideas come around, like what do you do with all these, right?
That's one of my favorite parts of, I hate to call it a job, one of the favorite parts of my career. I often joke and say that I am a person who gets bored very frequently or very easily. It doesn't take long before I'm trying to move on to the next product. The reason that I've been in new product introduction for 20 years is every day it is something new. I have some great friends, Leandro and Jonathan from Boston, and they're the inventors of the Flicker. And the Flicker is simply a sleeve that fits on every lighter, well, Bic lighter, and turns it into a fidget spinner. And these are taking off tremendously. And again, as a guy who gets bored easy, new product introduction is a great industry for me because I see 10 new products every single day. It's exciting. Some of them make me laugh. Some of them make me cry that inventors think they're good ideas. But it's just the excitement of what's coming around the corner next. And you mentioned team. And I love that word team because as being a little bit of a greedy guy, I like to use the word I. But I is not true at all. Inventor Process is comprised of experts, a great team of professionals, and I often compare it to a Belgian horse. And are you familiar with Belgian horses?
No.
Great big horses. Clydesdale horses, right?
Okay,
They're
yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Belgian horses are much bigger.
Oh,
And
wow.
you know, a single Belgian horse can pull 8,000 pounds.
Wow.
Makes sense if you put two of them together, they would pull 16,000 pounds. But that's not the case at all. If you put two Belgian horses together, they'll pull 22,000 pounds. If you work with those Belgian horses and get them to function as a team, they'll pull 30,000 pounds. And that is the power of a team. One guy or person can only do so much. But when you bring in that team, you don't double your output. You can quadruple that output and 100-fold sometimes if you have the right team behind you. And so that's why I never advise an independent inventor, no matter how smart they are, no matter how many resources they have at their disposal, you need a team. And that team will get you across the finish line so much quicker than if you were trying to do it all by yourself.
I would agree. Even though we're not in the patent industry. Hold on, I'm losing my headphones here, but I would agree with you because I think that applies in many, many business endeavors. That you
Absolutely.
can create so much more synergy with people and get so much more done. And two, even on that topic, just, because there are people that are gifted in different areas, and when you are trying to do everything alone, we have to recognize that we have weaknesses. There are areas that we are not gifted at, and if you're spending a lot of time, navigating through that, you're wasting a lot of time and energy and money potentially. So,
And that's the one thing I've discovered many independent inventors run out of quickly is money. And I'm a big believer in you don't want to spend a dime until you have a plan. And that way, every dollar has a name. It's Dave Ramsey philosophy.
Yeah.
But you're not throwing mud on the wall and hoping some sticks. You actually have a game plan laid out to reach your goal. And once you have that, then of course, inventors are going to have to invest in their product.
Sure.
If they don't believe enough in it to do so, no one will. But you don't just want to haphazardly go out there and start spending money often on things that aren't needed to progress your product to the shelves of the marketplace. So time and money are two valuable resources. Independent inventors often run out of them. And that's why I say, have a plan, have a team, and make sure every dollar has a name.
Love it. Love it. Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. I had another question, Edward, and I just totally lost where I was going with that, but that was all good stuff. I know what I want to ask you. For somebody maybe starting out, aside from we need to contact Edward if you're in that position, if you've got an invention, any advice you could offer to somebody to maybe like a first step for them?
The very first step I would recommend to independent inventors is do some research. I have had a lot of ideas in my lifetime, not specifically inventions, but business endeavors. I said, you know what, that's great. I do a little bit of research and I find out I'm not the first guy to have that invention. So many times I have inventors who will present products to us. They tell us that they're new. The world's never seen them before because if they had been invented in the past, they would be on the shelves of the marketplace. And those inventors will often come to us after they have spent a gobstop worth of money. That's not an official invention terminology there, but I like it. But they have spent a ton of time, money, energy, and resources to get to where they're at. And 5 minutes on Google would have saved all of that time. So my My advice to inventors before you ever contact an expert, before you ever spend a dollar, do a little bit of research. Go to Google. They're not stealing ideas. They're not forming to take your great idea. It's safe to go ahead and search for them. And then if you can't find it, do a patent search. And independent inventors can do these searches on their own. They can go to freepatentsonline.com. There's nothing free about the patents, of course, but it's a great website that allows you to do free patent searches. You can do those patent searches at the Patent and Trademark Office website. Now, the one thing I do suggest, if you do your own patent search and you find your product and yours isn't better, then of course you should put the brakes on. But if you don't find your product, that is when you actually hire a professional to do a deep dive into that patent search, because there's over 125,000 different categories. There's over 11 million issued patents, million more that are pending or been abandoned. They're classified and reclassified hundreds of different ways. So it's very easy for the novice to overlook critical prior art. So do your own research. If you do not find your product, then of course hire a professional to do a high quality patent search and a novelty assessment to ensure not only you can get a patent, but that you can get a patent that offers true market value. True market value is what you're after.
It's good.
So that's a lot for the first step. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great information, because if I kind of look at this in the sense of, if you aren't passionate about what you're doing or your product, like this is a road, right? This is a journey. So if you're not in for this, for like the long road, then maybe it's not for you. So just the things that you just threw out, it's either going to tell someone, okay, I'm ready for this. I'm going to commit to this. This is challenging, but I'm up for it. I'm up for the task. Or it's going to tell them, okay, maybe this isn't for me. You know, like it's to me, it's an either or, because you really have to be, I just think you really have to have a lot of belief in the product that you're wanting to bring to market.
100%.
And you have to believe you're capable of the challenge.
Yeah.
And it's a business.
Yeah.
A lot of independent inventors, when they first get started, if they don't have the right people in their corner, they often believe that they have a great idea. All they have to do is present it to, if they have an ink pen, to BIC and or Pilot, and they're going to make them instant millionaires. And there's nothing further from the truth. When you have that great idea, you need to first, like you had said, you do have to be passionate about the idea. If you don't believe in it, nobody's going to. You are the face of that product initially. But it's a business, and often businesses are not overnight successes. It requires work, perseverance, and a dedication. A great example of that, and I don't have one here yet, but I have been working with an inventor named Chris Ayres. She's out of Tampa, Florida. I've been working with her for 7 years. Now, she has a great idea, but it took 6 years or so to get the right companies to recognize it and license it. And now her product, which is the Kicker, will be introduced at the end of the year. We're praying before the Christmas holiday season really gets ramped up. But it is a simple device that you apply to your sliding glass doors so you can open them with your foot. Chris never gave up. She listened to our advice. She implemented that advice. She has been very grateful for our services. To be quite blunt, she's probably cussed me a couple times under her breath. But it was her dedication, her perseverance, and, well, I'll pat my team on the back, and my team's dedication to her that was actually able to get this product licensed to a Fortune 1000 company, and it is going to have North American distribution on its very first run. Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon. It's called the Kicker Wedge, and you'll be able to buy it the end of the year.
How exciting.
That is so cool.
And
Yeah.
of course, they don't all take 7 years. Let me just get that one out there. Many of them happen significantly faster. But that is a great example of an inventor that persevered through the thick and thin of new product introduction. And I love to use her as an example.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. No, and sometimes, sometimes these things happen fast and sometimes they don't. But I think what Brianna said in the beginning about having the passion, because again, nobody's going to buy into what you have if you're not excited about it. So it is definitely a journey. And the thing that I got from your whole message is really just do your homework, do your due diligence before you come into the table with this. Make sure nobody else has already got all this out there, And like she said, if they're not willing to do that, then they're not willing to take this journey.
That's right. I certainly do not recommend any shortcuts when it comes to new product introduction. I have discovered, not just with inventors, but people in general, they're often looking for the microwave to success when truly success has to be baked.
Yeah. So
Do
true.
that.
So
Yeah.
true. And I think in everything, right? Like we can't do
Yes.
no microwave businesses.
Nope.
Doesn't work. This has been good. Sorry, Edward. This has been good. I was going to say, if our listeners wanted to come check out, Inventor Process, check out what you guys got going on, where do we want to send them?
So the quickest way to learn about Inventor Process is at our website, inventorprocess.com. We help inventors. We have a process. So inventorprocess.com. You can email me personally at edward@inventorprocess.com. edward@inventorprocess.com. I do respond to all of my own emails. Sometimes it takes me a day or two because we get a bunch of them, but you will get a response. And then, of course, you can always call the office at 702-912-2600. 702-912-2600. And ask for me. If I'm available, I'm going to jump on the phone. I have a lot of responsibilities at Inventor Process, but my passion is helping inventors. So I work hand in hand with them just like the rest of my team.
Very good. This is awesome. So when this gets ready to go, or when this goes out, we'll make sure that we get all the tags in there and get all that contact information in there so they know where to find you. I think good
This
stuff.
is incredible. Edward, thank you so much for joining us today. And this has been very interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
So exciting.
It's always fun when we get different people on here that are doing different things, because you never know when somebody's listening, and there may be another creator, inventor out there.
Absolutely. And it sounds like what you're doing and your team is doing at Inventor Process is really impacting a lot of lives. So congratulations on
We've helped
building
over
something really
52
special.
inventors in the last 7 years get their products to the shelves of the marketplace.
How
I
many-
won't tell you how many haven't got to the shelves of the marketplace, but over 62 in the last 7 years. And I know we're about to sign off. Before we do, the one last piece of advice I'd like to give inventors is be careful. There are many experts out there. There are many organizations out there that help inventors. And yes, I used air quotes on purpose. Not often, but many of them are wolves in sheep's clothing. So make sure you do your research. Go ahead and check them out on Yelp, Google them, things of that nature to see what their clients and other inventors are saying about them. And there are people out there that will tell you that if you're an inventor and you have an idea, that nothing should cost you anything. You shouldn't have to pay for your patent. You shouldn't have to pay for services. And I say beware, because those people who preach free have ulterior motives. You do have to invest in your product if you want to get it to the shelf. There's no way around it. So just do your research, not only on your product, but on the company and the people that you choose to assist you with your product. That'd be my biggest piece of advice.
Thank you for sharing that. And
Yeah,
I would agree with
absolutely.
you on that. I think we both agree on
Yeah.
that. I think anything that you're trying to create, you're going to have to invest. If somebody's telling you there's a free road, you better be leery on that one. So thanks for sharing
100%
that.
correct.
Awesome.
Yeah. So great to meet you. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you. All
My
right.
pleasure. Thank you.
We do want to say to our listeners, of course, if you enjoy our show, please be sure you give us a rating both on iTunes and Facebook, because we can't do this without you. And hit that subscribe button on the YouTube.
That's right. And head on over to startergirls.com and keep in touch with us over there. And check out our partner, foundationforchoice.org. They're helping high school students meet the goal, like graduate high school and get ready for college. And they're looking for volunteers. So you can learn more if that's something that aligns with you. You can learn more about what they're doing and the help that they're providing high school students at foundationforchoice.org.
That's right. All right, a couple final thoughts to wrap this up. Learn as if you will live forever, like you will die tomorrow. And that is or live like you will die tomorrow, excuse me. And that is by Gandhi. I don't know why I cannot read papers today. I'm challenged. All right. And in order to have success, you must start. And every start begins with a decision. You guys take care, be safe, and be kind to one another. We will see you next time.